Welcome to the Pregnancy Pro Guide channel, where we discuss all things about pregnancy. In today's episode, we'll be discussing hospital bag essentials for labor and delivery. Hey mama, the big day is almost here. Are you ready? Let's make sure your hospital bag is packed with the essentials you'll actually need. In this video, we'll break it down item by item for you, your baby, and your partner. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check the description for a free checklist and product links. Alright, let's get started. First, you won't need a lot for labor. Start with some comfortable clothing and easy access to the inside pockets. This will allow you to slip in and out of things easily when you're busy pushing, laboring, or giving birth. Next, for your little one, I recommend a really simple going-home outfit. You don't need anything fancy. There are going to be lots of pictures taken, and you just want something simple and cute for them to be in. Also, 1 or 2 swaddles, because you never know how much time they'll spend in there. A hat and booties because babies lose heat really is, so that's why we always bundle them up. And mittens for baby to not scratch their face. You don't need to bring a ton of baby clothes. We were surprised that our baby spent very little time in the ones that we brought, but you do need to have a pacifier, since it does help with pain relief. And if you'd like to go the natural route, I do recommend bringing some infant Tums. It can help with gas. If you're planning on breastfeeding, bring nursing brass and nursing pads. If you're formula feeding, bring bottles and nipple cream. I personally like to use the Earth Mama nipple cream. It's all natural. I also recommend bringing along your own nipple cream. I found that the ones that they provided wasn't quite moisturizing enough for me. You might also want to consider bringing breast milk storage bags and pump parts. If you plan on pumping, you'll want to bring a burp cloth, diapers, wipes, another pacifier or 2, and a boppy pillow if you'd like. And for your partner, bring comfortable clothes, some snacks, phone chargers, camera batteries, and a going-home outfit for baby. Your partner will appreciate the snacks, camera batteries, and phone chargers. Trust me. And if you guys are planning on taking any birth classes, which you definitely should, you can talk to your instructor about what you should and shouldn't be bringing. My husband and I took our class with a midwife, and she gave us all the recommendations that we needed. So next, I have a few things that you should absolutely not bring to the hospital. For baby, leave the jewelry at home. For yourself, leave the hair tools at home. That includes curling irons, hair dryers, straighteners, and all of that stuff. Leave the makeup at home as well. I know you're excited to get all dolled up and feel pretty, but you're not gonna have time. Just stick with the bare minimum. Lip balm is a good idea, but leave the full makeup kit at home. I mean, who has time to put makeup on while you're at the hospital, right? As far as other things you should not bring to the hospital, you won't need any extra diapers. Trust me, the hospital will provide enough diapers and wipes for your stay. In fact, they probably will overestimate how much you'll need, so you'll probably even have extras to take home. I recommend leaving the stuffed animals at home. I know it's hard for kids, especially if they have a lovey that they have to have at night, but the hospital will likely tell you that you keep the stuffed animal in the room because of allergies. The same goes for blankets. And don't stress about not having your favorite blanket. The hospital will have you covered with the warm blankets that they provide. Next, I'm going to give you some ideas for what to pack in your hospital bag. Some of these are nice to haves, but aren't necessary. The hospital will have everything you need from towels, soap, shampoo, lotion, and even deodorant. But if you'd like to bring your own, go ahead. I would definitely recommend bringing your own toiletries. The hospital doesn't provide toothpaste, so make sure to bring your toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, floss, razor, etc. Some people suggest bringing a nail file because you might have overgrown nails and they and cut them for safety reasons. I've heard that before, but I've never had my nails done during my pregnancies. But something else that people suggest is bringing some eye drops. Sometimes your eyes can get droopy and tired while you're in labor, so having some eye drops can help with that. I also suggest bringing a pacifier since it will help with pain relief. And I also suggest bringing some Advil or Tylenol. Just double check with your doctor first to make sure it's okay. Other things that might be helpful to bring to the hospital is a massage ball or a tennis ball. It might help with contractions. You can also bring essential oils. I used lavender when I was pregnant. It helped me sleep. Also, you're allowed to bring your own food and snacks to the hospital. I don't know about where you live, but here in Utah, we're allowed to bring our own food and snacks to the hospital. But again, that all depends on where you live. So make sure to call your hospital to see if you can bring food and snacks or not. You can also bring your own. You don't have to get a special brand. Any swaddle will do. But it is nice to have your own, instead of using the ones that the hospital provides. Now, Here are some more items that you might want to consider bringing to the hospital. I would suggest bringing a towel from home. It'll just feel better to lay on than the hospital towels. Another thing that might be nice to have is a camera or a camera phone. Of course your cell phone will work. I wouldn't bring the actual camera though, because you just don't have time. The nurses will be constantly coming into your room to check on you, to check the baby, see how you're doing, etc. And you do and want to be fumbling around trying to figure out how to plug in a camera? Just use your phone? I would also recommend bringing a lock for your hospital room. I don't know about where you live, but here in Utah, our hospital room didn't come with a lock, and I've heard stories of babies being taken away when parents were unluck because they didn't have a lock. So I highly recommend bringing a lock for your hospital room. You can find them online. They're not expensive, I promise. Another thing that you might want to consider bringing to the hospital is a boppy pillow. These are great for breastfeeding. I loved mine. I used it way past when my baby was still breastfeeding. I used it until he was 2 years old. And also, it's great for propping your baby up while you're sitting up in bed. Another thing that you might want to bring to the hospital is a nursing pillow. Now, I did like this better than the boppy pillow because it wraps around and holds the baby in longer, so I could sit up in bed and feed him, and the pillow would hold the baby. But again, it all depends on what works best for you and your baby. And the last thing that I have on my list is a sound machine. Now, I didn't bring this to the hospital, but I wish that I had. You're surrounded by a lot of noise in the hospital. There's babies crying, alarms going off, doors opening and closing. And I felt like sometimes it was hard to get my baby to sleep. So if I could go back, I would definitely bring a sound machine. And as a bonus tip, I would suggest calling your hospital to see if they have any recommendations on what you should or shouldn't bring. Every hospital is different, so make sure to call and ask. Congratulations on your upcoming arrival. Do you forget to drop a comment below to let me know what you're bringing to the hospital? Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a smooth delivery.